The hard reality is 90% of you guys will click off this video because you'll hear it and it won't be the guy who made the "this is how you get rich in 5 days. Here's a quick hack to get famous" on YouTube. See, the harsh reality is you probably won't make it. Now, before the internet goes off and starts going, "That because he didn't make it. He's no one. He only has this many." The reality is 99% of the people on YouTube or on any social media haven't made it because they're not willing to actually put in the work. What do I mean by the work? The reality is creating content constantly at a consistent rate, competing with all the other channels that are already consistently posting, with balancing a normal life such as paying your bills, going to work, maybe you're in school, maybe you're a teenager and you're dealing with all the emotions that come along with that. It's very, 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 very hard, and it's not for the faint of heart. I feel like this is the most overlooked aspect when it comes to any type of creation online, any type of content creation. Well, what do you mean by that? Well, it's actually pretty simple. Most people that you watch on YouTube are simply just going to make a video that is about blowing up. It's just do these key things, do these 5 things every day, and you'll blow up in a week, you'll blow up in 3 months. Or it's a video, how I blew up in 1 month. I uploaded 1 video and you can do it too. They're all lying. They're simply just making that video because they know it's going to make you click the video, which is then giving them views, and that's how they're doing it. So if you want to take that strategy, go out there and give bad advice just to get your views and clicks, go for it. You'll just be as crappy as the rest of them. But the truth is, it's the consistent grind and balance of life is what is going to make or break 99% of the creators. Now, of course, there's your anomalies and your oddballs who just so happen to blow up randomly or just happen to do the right thing. They don't even really know how they did it. Or there's people who have way more money than you and they dump tons of money into ad revenue and things like that, and boom, now they're everywhere. That's essentially how it works in the music business. Being able to balance that out and do it for the long term is key. Long term is key. If you want short success, your shortcut to success is the long-term grind. That is the shortcut to success. It is in stone, and it's been proven time and time and time again with so many people who create content, so many channels, time and time again. Your shortcut is to put in the work for an substantial amount of time, multiple years, constantly. The reason why I want to talk about this is I really looked at the past 6 years of content creation that I made versus the past, I would probably say 6 months to a year on my end, and just how different and how much more serious I take it now, and how much more interaction and views and commenting and everything that I'm receiving on my end that I wasn't getting for the past 6 years of content creation. So if we go back and look at some of my earliest uploads, and these aren't even the first videos, I have been posting on YouTube since 2017. These are just the ones that are still visible on my end, the ones that I haven't permanently deleted. Now these are private, no one can see these. Trust me, rebranding, making old content privated where other people can't see it is gonna happen, especially if you're doing this in the long term. But some of my first videos I've ever posted were all the way back in 2018, 2017. But if we look at the dates, you really see where the consistency just wasn't there. And I was doing this for 6 years straight. Or we got 2018, November 19th to November, December. So that's almost every single week, but that eventually changes. So now we're in 2019, we're in January, February, and then it just skips to March a couple times, April, May 2019, still being pretty consistent. April, skipped a while in April to May, still not being consistent. And by this time, my channel completely changed, which if we go back and look, my channel was originally just an art channel. This is what the majority of my videos were, which then I switched it over to posting music when I first started posting music. But as you can see, it was art. And in this video right here is when I decided to do my first blog. So January 28th, 2019 is when I really decided to do something new, and my channel started forming into what it is today. And this got 257 views and 12 likes. So then now we're in 2021. So It went from December 18th, and I didn't post again until August 9th of 2021. That is a long time. At that point, I pretty much didn't exist online. If you wait that long, you just don't exist. Consistency is key. So then if you look here, you'll see I have all these videos. This is when I was super consistent, posting every single week, every Friday, nonstop, all these fun videos, pranks, me and my buddies. And then I posted May 16th, 2022. So I then didn't post again until June 24th, 2024. That video I posted was pretty much a, hey, I'm back, but then I didn't post again until July, and then I pretty much was posting every single week since then, with a couple weeks in between that I've missed due to whatever reasons, but I've pretty much posted every single week, and if I wasn't posting a main video, I was going live, or I was posting shorts, sometimes multiple shorts a day. I have 111 shorts, videos all together that are still on YouTube. Most of them are, the old ones are private where you can't see, but 131 videos, but all together, I have probably made 300 to 400 videos in total. And these are long length videos or music videos that take tons and tons of hours. And it's just me doing them.
All right, editing Kyle here, future Kyle, whatever you want to consider me as. I just want to clarify something real quick. When I say that I've made 300 to 400 plus videos, long form content, that's just talking about, for example, what I'm editing right now, long form content. That does not include all of the short form content videos I've made. And I've made short form content videos, I've probably made 1,000. Because again, I have so many different social media accounts, which I'm going to talk about here in a minute. You're going to find out about all that and why it's beneficial. So please stick with me. I'm getting to a point. It's all going to make sense in the end.
So why am I even showing you this? Because if you go through and look at the views, most people would just look at me like, I'm not going to take this guy's advice. It is what I've realized in the past 6 months to a year versus all the time I spent trying to post videos here and there, you know, whatever I thought was cool. Nothing was really happening, not being consistent. It is the consistency that is so important. But as you can see, all those years before, I was super inconsistent, not posting all the time, only posting here and there, switched my account to multiple different things nonstop. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't have any clear path, and that's totally fine. That's how most of you guys are going to start. But the harsh reality is you have to be consistent, and it's really, 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 really hard to do that. 99% of you guys are going to fail in that avenue. And why do I say that? Well, it's because you have to be able to balance every single thing you do in your life, or you're not going to be able to have time to create content, or you're going to create excuses. Or if you're not able to balance it, you have to make everything content because it's your only way to make content, which is kind of how I was doing it for so long, which then created the crash and burnouts. That's why I would take so many months off. So how did I get around this? The best way that I got around this was to just create content that didn't take anyone else to make but myself. For many, many years, every video I created, I needed to have people with me. I needed to have someone holding the camera. I had to go in public and rely on other people's reactions. I needed to have somebody else record my song. I needed somebody else to shoot the music video for me. I needed somebody to edit the music. I needed somebody to edit the videos. I didn't have the money for camera equipment. I mean, I went through it all time and time again. And these are the normal trials, tribulations that everyone is going to go through. This still isn't the reason that you're probably going to fail. These are just the bumps in the road that every content creator goes through in the beginning and kind of forever. It's kind of always there. Those are basic, normal issues. Having the best equipment, having new money to buy something because your lens broke, your microphone stopped working. My wireless mics literally just crapped out on me. I spent $400 on those. I've had them for like 2 years and they just stopped working. I don't know why. I don't know what caused it. These are things you're gonna go through. That is normal. This is still not why most of you guys are going to fail. These are things that the majority of people who really are trying to at least create something online or do something with social media will just look at, bat an eye, and walk forward, right? It's like having a bad day. You wake up, you go to pour a bowl of cereal, you realize you're out of milk. Yeah, you kind of got a crappy day at that point, but most people are just going to walk past it. That's what all those issues are. It really boils down to one thing in particular. The reason why the majority of you guys are actually going to fail is because you really do not want it. That's it. You just don't want it. You might tell yourself you do, but you don't. You're more talking than you are action. You're not getting up and just filming something. You're too embarrassed. You're scared to post. You're worried about what your friends think. Who cares about what your friends think? If I cared about what my friends think, the very first video I uploaded, I would have deleted it that day. That day. Back in when I was about 16, 17 years old, I never would have done it. If I cared about what my friends thought or social media, I wouldn't be making music now. That first song, yeah, no, wouldn't have happened. You guys just don't want it bad enough. That's the thing. What it really takes is the key aspect of just wanting it so bad. Staying consistent doesn't feel like a chore. It's wanting it so bad that when you don't upload or you didn't make some type of content that day, you then feel like you're missing a part of you, or you did something wrong, or you're in trouble. Like you feel this heavy burden on your shoulders. If you don't get yourself to that point, you're just not going to make it. We all know those people that talk about it all day or go out and make it known and they're got a big mouth about it. I'm on the come up. Yeah, dude. Oh, this year's my year. Yeah, dude, this is my year, which is a dumb ritual. This year's my year. A dumb saying. This is my moment. This is my month. Where's the backing? Where's the proof? What are you doing? Or the guy who posts big moves coming soon, and then you never hear from them for 6 months and they drop like a video or a song. That was me for so many years. Then I got consistent. Then I realized there's more to this than just posting a couple videos and hoping that it blows up. That's not how it works. Blowing up by random is very, very rare, but you can make it happen. I mean, it can happen. It is a statistic. It is a strategized plan, and you have to stick to it. The key basis is consistency. I keep saying that. The best way to be consistent is to plan months ahead. Months ahead. Don't just make a video a week. Don't rely on what your thoughts are that week. Every single aspect of your content needs to be planned months ahead. That's how I do everything. Everything I do is planned to the T. I have content already planned for March and April. It is January. That's how you do it. I have music videos and songs planned for the majority of the end of this year. Talking midsummer till Christmas. You have to plan ahead. I wasn't doing that, and neither are you. You aren't. Planning 2 weeks ahead isn't far enough. Buy yourself time. Plan 6 months ahead. Everything is a plan. That is the consistency you need to make it. That is what does it. Now, you're probably questioning again, why am I listening to this guy? If he's been doing that, why aren't you blowing up? Why don't you have more views? I've only been doing this for a year. I've been posting online since I was 16, but I've only been doing this just a little under a year, being really consistent. And it's not as simple as just having one social media account too. I want to blow up on YouTube, but you know what I do in order to promote that channel? See, this is another thing. I'm not just consistent on YouTube or one TikTok account or one Instagram or one Facebook or one Twitter. I have multiple accounts on every single site that I consistently post on pretty much every single day, non-stop. And that's how you guys need to do it too. That is the consistency you need. That is the grind and motivation you need. You need to be able to keep it up. Don't burn out either. And I know it's hard because you got to balance that with life and a job. Not easy. That's why I say plan months ahead. That is your key. Plan ahead. Plan everything ahead strategically. Make a plan, stick to it. Don't deviate from it. A harder today makes an easier tomorrow. I have 7 TikTok accounts. All of them correlate back to my main account, which then correlates to my YouTube. Every single one. I have a car channel. I don't even like cars, but cars are big. I have a thirst trap channel where I take photos of girls from online that you find on Google. Anyone can do it. And I post it with my music. That one gets the most views. Of course it does. It's one of the easiest things to do is be attractive and post yourself online. It's so easy. I have a channel with reptiles. I like that. I have a reptile YouTube channel too. It also pushes back to my main channel on my music. I have a TikTok channel that's just dedicated to skateboarding. Love skateboarding. Doing it for years. That's actually one of the easiest ones I have. I just post about skateboarding, put my music in the background, correlates back to my YouTube channel. Boom. I go live once a week, sometimes twice a week, every single week on Twitch. I have multiple Instagram accounts, one that pushes my art, one that pushes my main channel, and one that pushes my reptile content. You gotta have a plan for every single account, and it needs to make sense to what you're trying to push overall. And of course, all this doesn't matter if you're not creating some type of interesting content. But also at the same time, there are people who just rant on TikTok. And they have millions of views. They just rant. It's that easy, but they post every single day. They've mastered the art of talking to a camera. They've mastered voice fluctuation and pitch, things that matter when you're talking to a camera, when you're trying to interact with people. See how I sound like a robot? That sounds dumb and weird, right? You don't want that. You want to just be fluid with it. It's natural. Pick up a camera and practice. I remember when I first did it, it was super, super awkward. So I picked a camera up, went to my buddy's birthday party where all of his family was, all of my friends, and I just started vlogging right there in front of everybody. Never done it before. That's how I did it, and here I am. Consistency is key. On top of all of that, you need to be willing to put in the work. You are not above a job at McDonald's. You are not above a job at Burger King, Taco Bell. This kind of correlates more to the younger audience than the older audience. Us older people, we can get a nice job, make way more money. We'll have less time if we put more time into our jobs, but the more money you get, the more you can put towards your craft, depending on what it is that you need. You need a PC, you need a camera, you need a laptop, you need a microphone. What are you doing? Obtain it. It doesn't matter if it takes you 1 week, a whole year, save up the money and just do it. Again, that is your plan. If you're starting out with nothing and you're just watching this video, plan ahead, plan out that whole year. How many hours you're going to work, where you're going to work, how much money you're going to make, how much money of that's going to be spent on, whether it's a computer, a camera, a microphone, a PC, whatever it is that you want to do, that's your plan. That's where you start. The amount of money I have spent on things for YouTube is insane, but also don't let that lie to you either. You don't need the best equipment to do this. You don't. I used to think that a lot of you guys were fail because you're like, I don't have the best stuff, so I'm just not going to do it. Oh yeah, that's a big one. Hear it all the time. Don't fall into that category. The hardest aspect of staying consistent too is someone who works a full-on job like me and has no team. It's just myself. I record my own videos. I edit my own videos. I write my own videos. I create all my own graphics. I create all my own music. I do it all. I do everything I do is just me. And I'm fitting that in to a normal job time frame while also trying to still have the little bit of social life I have, the relationships I have. It's very, very, very difficult. But again, it comes down to what do you want more? You can just say it's too hard and go work the rest of your life at Taco John's and live a normal life like everyone else. It's not going to affect us. Or you could just put in the work. Get rid of your going out partying. Stop chasing after girls or guys or whatever. Consistency. Just stay consistent to the grind. Just keep doing it. I'm going to say it nonstop. This whole video is just me saying you have to be consistent. That is what it takes. Above everything else is you need to be your own #1 biggest fan. If you can't watch your own content, how do you expect anyone else to watch your content? If you don't believe in yourself, how is anyone else going to believe in you? If it isn't your dream, how are you going to make other people see your dream? It's not their dream in the first place. They don't care. It's your dream. It's what you want to do. You have to really know how to support yourself when no one else cares, when everyone's laughing at you. You got to brush off the haters. So many people are going to give up on this and not make it because of haters and being self-conscious or their friend said this. That is such a big one. I've had people who I thought were my best friends legitimately face to face mock my content or songs or whatever, laugh at me in my face, straight to my face, and just be like, you're not gonna do it, bro. You're not gonna do it. You're not gonna make it. Or this is stupid. Like, to my face. And I've had to stand there and just have to brush it off. I would say 50% or more people will give up because of the hate. A reality that we live in, and it sucks. People will hate you no matter what you do. Great example of that is Logic, the rapper. He is all about peace, love, positivity, spreading a great message, creating dope music along the way. How is someone whose whole message is to be positive and like love everyone no matter what, getting hated on? It's just something you have to push off. You cannot focus on the negative or you will put yourself down a spiral. And that is one of the hardest things to do. Do not care about numbers in the beginning. Don't look at your view count. Doesn't matter. You need to do it because you love it. You shouldn't go into any of this thinking to yourself, I'm doing this just to get famous and just to make money, just to be the next big star. You won't make it because everything you do will just revolve around what you're going to do next to try and be popular and trendy. Not saying that following what's working online is a bad idea. You should definitely pay attention to what's working, but if that's all you're doing, you're gonna hate it. We just had the TikTok ban, the TikTok shut down for 12 hours, and there was like so many TikTokers who were like, all right, well, since this is gonna be gone, I should tell the truth. I hate everything I do. I don't know anything about it, and I rip off all these other people's content. But they were like, I don't care what I do. I don't like this. Like, I don't know anything about this. That's a terrible nightmare. I'd rather work at Subway for the rest of my life, or Taco Bell or something, or Walmart, that I hate every day, than spend my life online talking about things I don't know. That'd be like me creating an entire channel where all I talk about is Barbie movies. I don't know anything about that. I don't care about that. I could care less. I'll never watch that. If your big interest is the Legend of Zelda, just make an entire channel based around the Legend of Zelda. Go for it. There are people online that their only thing they do is talk about Dragon Ball and play Dragon Ball games. I think it's awesome. I love Dragon Ball. I could do that. I could totally make a channel where all I do is talk about Dragon Ball. It's not what I want to do online though, but I love that. I think that's awesome. Find your interest, stay consistent, and do it. I think something that most people don't talk about is the mental toll that doing this for so long brings. Again, I've been trying to create content for many, many years, and the mental toll of someone who hasn't even made it yet, I can't imagine what it'll be like when I get there. Because once you get there, that's the start. This isn't the start. This is just building the walls, building brick by brick, building the house. Once you get the house made, you got to do everything else in the interior, right? You got to add your flooring, got to add your appliances. I mean, there's so much to it. Your plumbing, all of it. Just getting there is just building the structure. The mental toll that puts on you is insane. So when I get there, I can't even imagine. So a lot of you guys will give up because of the mental toll. You got to be very headstrong. And it all plays back on the stuff that I've already talked about when it comes to like internet hate, people around you not believing in you. Sometimes even your parents will just disown you or whatever. Like there's crazy things that happen because of you trying to follow a dream that doesn't follow along somebody else's ideology of life. The toll is insane. And it's not just from the outside sources, it's from yourself too. When I said earlier, don't look at numbers for a long time. Don't look at numbers. Don't. Delete the YouTube Studio app. Put all your stuff where your numbers are not visible. Do not. The mental toll will drive you insane. You will start to compare your video to your video before or your video after, which isn't necessarily bad because you can figure out what you're doing right or wrong. But once you've done it for so long, you then start to compare yourself to other people. Comparison is killing your dream. Do not compare yourself to anyone. I don't care if you idolize that person. Do not compare yourself. The toll is heavy. You will then start to wonder why you aren't good enough or whatever the case is. Now, I'm sure there will be people in the comments saying, oh yeah, go work at an oil rig. You want to see about mental toll, and this isn't the same thing. There are very different ways of feeling different types of mental tolls and physical and mental pain in every avenue of life. And you will give so much time up that you will no longer have time to waste. Every second of your life becomes valuable because it's either you're working to make your money, you're with the select few people who are worth your time that you can give away, or you are working on your brand, and your brand being whatever content you're creating. You have to be willing to do it. Have those late nights where you don't sleep editing that video because it has to be out that next day. Your deadlines are important. Got to get it posted. Whatever days you choose, get those videos out. Now, with everything I went over, the truth is 99% of you guys will find something in this, and you might leave a hate comment on the bottom, and that is where you fall. Whatever part on this you might hear that throws you off or makes you feel like, well, that doesn't apply to me, you're in the statistic. It's just the truth. You have to fight. A lot of it's fighting yourself. The majority of it's really just fighting yourself nonstop, all day, every time you make a video, every time you post something. And that's why the hard reality is YouTube is hard. Content creation is hard. All of this is very, very hard. It is such a rigorous task every single day, non-stop, but I love it. You got to really fall in love with just like breaking yourself down or breaking down content or whatever it is, just striving for. Like, you got to fall in love with the process and the idea of content creating and the idea of just putting yourself through the hardship. If you are the person who just blows up off one video, you might be lucky, dude, but you are not prepared for what it takes. You are just not. And if you're someone who thinks they want to do this and creates a couple posts here and there, you're not built for it, man. You have to really want it. You have to want it more than you want your next breath. And you are talking to a severe asthmatic. I know what that's like. You have to want it more than that. That's the hard reality. The hard reality is 90% of you guys will click off this video because you'll hear it and it won't be the guy who made the, this is how you get rich in 5 days. Here's a quick hack to get famous on YouTube. It's not that. This is just the truth, man. This is just how it is. This is what you have to do every single day, nonstop, over. It needs to be so repetitive that it becomes a habit, where if you don't do it, you feel sick. That's how it needs to feel. It's hard. Now, I'm not saying all this to discourage you. I'm not saying all this to hate on people. I'm not saying this because I don't believe in you people. I would love every single one of us to just boom, get everything we want. But it is only given to those who fight and are willing to put in the time. That's who gets it. That's who gets it. That's how you get it. Consistency, understanding what it is you want, planning ahead, going through the hardships, not letting anyone stop you, stay away from the hate. Through this whole process, you will find yourself, who you really are, and you will find who your friends are. And most importantly, if you push through to the end, you will find every single thing you've always dreamed of. Because on the other side of fear is everything you've always wanted. Thank you guys for watching.